back to I'm Growing Man. It's your man, John D. In the building. Good morning. First of all, it's about 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning on a Saturday. A lot has changed since my last video. But I just wanted to get on here and I guess talk about this communication thing that I'm committed to working toward for the rest of my life. Like this place that I'm like in right now that I'm trying to deliver this message. Like life can get better if you really believe it's supposed to get better. Like for me, I feel like I'm in a place I'm trying to describe to tell other people, hey, just work on yourself every day. Intentional work will change your environment. And I know I'm not there, but the part I'm trying to deliver to you is that I think we're stubborn people. And if you don't say it where they feel safe, they could miss the whole message because of whatever we went through or whatever we were taught. And you can miss the whole message. When I speak to people, I only have the intent on just trying my best to be the person that's going to listen and try to receive as much as I can before I open my mouth. But even I know that that's a task in itself because I'm always trying to fix things. So I'm consciously working on trying to become better in that area of life because I really feel if people listen more, they would understand more. And if you understand more, you're less likely to overreact. Most people overreact because of so many things before they hear the intended message. And I'm a victim of it still, but I do work on it every day. Like when I tell you I get to practice with kids as my professional job, as I try to deliver math, I know that I'm getting better because the way that the kids treat me, it's a different respect. And I don't remember feeling this way before, but they know that I'm working on communication. And I think they give me more grace now because they see me improving. Imagine if you can get in a place where you can be safe with a kid, your own kid at that. But these are just other people's kids. At some point, it's going to sink in that if they don't put in the effort, they're going to complain a lot later. You got to work hard now and play later. Because if you play now, you're going to work even harder later. And I don't know anybody who enjoys that life. I know a lot of people complain about their daily life. And I'm trying my best to help these kids understand that you may have your own journey. But if you don't put that effort in, you're going to complain about what you missed during this period of time. Like middle school is so pivotal because parents pull back and they let their kids kind of like feel themselves. But parents shouldn't pull back because kids are still kids. They've only seen so much. And as a parent who's working to always become a better parent, I've recognized that the common theme amongst parents is that you're trying to let them become young adults, when in fact, they're still kids. Age does not determine if you're an adult. Responsible at that, but an adult is a seasoned child who can make good decisions. A lot of our middle schoolers aren't making the best decisions because they're afraid to go to their parents for advice because of so many different reasons. But if your kids can't go to you as a safe place, they're going to seek guidance from their peers. We already know their peers don't know anything. They're 12, 13, they're not going to get the best guidance. And I'm not saying they can't get guidance, but if you can't be that safe place, understand when you were a kid, if you didn't have that relationship with your parents, where did you get your advice from? And I think we have to recognize, even in our age group, where there's those same kids, where do you get advice from? You have to look for it. having a conversation, an ongoing conversation with a friend of mine, and we're just talking about how do we gain information and distribute it. And he believes it's through the deliberate intent of for good for the most part. And I believe that also. I believe that you should get your information from different sources. And when you're able to consume it, process it, you can kind of take the meat out of it and deliver it the way that you feel like it could help, specific groups of people, if not just a person trying to get better. I believe I've gotten to this place because I made working on myself a routine in my life. And after so many hours, you learn who you are. And when you learn who you are, it's easier to display it in a non-threatening way, no matter who you talk to. Because, when they say people be like, you should wake up, waking up is so broad and people get so offended because people want people to wake up. Like, if somebody wants you to wake up, it's because they feel like you could be making better decisions if you had this information. And I think that people will always find a way to discredit something so that they don't have to learn something new. And I think that's the trick. If you already feel like you know everything, why get better? And I think at some point, people are going to intentionally get better. And then the environment around us would automatically become a safe place for more people. I really believe that when we can communicate better, the environment around us will become safer for any and everyone. And I say that definite because when we're born, like who's to say it's the right way? We have this idea we have free will. Free will can be guided by a lot of things, but we can get better. I think that's the key. Through communication, the human can get better and we would treat each other better. I think if you weren't compromised, wouldn't you want to help another person? I just feel like the only reason why people don't want to help others is because they've been compromised in some way. But deep down, everybody would like to help, and we're not there. But when we get there, it's going to be through effective communication. And hopefully, as I continue working, my tone, my cadence, my delivery doesn't seem non-threatening. I mean, it doesn't seem threatening, and people can be like, I understand, because there's so many distractions in this world that's preventing us from enjoying the environment. And I know that might sound simple. I like the simplicity of life versus the complexity of complaining. Like, I remember complaining and I didn't know how I was going to stop. I used to have these things that would distract me from figuring out how I was going to stop complaining. It was just this ongoing cycle of nothing. If you think about the background noise of man, we're stubborn and we have this ego, you can't give feedback. You can't tell somebody this is probably the better way. You got to learn how to say it so that they're not distracted by anything so they can receive the message. So I'm like, hey, I think you guys should focus on changing your diet because I think it can create a different product out of you. You'll enjoy your life a little more. It'll last a little longer with intentional work. You could be a better example to your kids. If you don't say that right, people were going to say, hey, you think you know everything. And I know the way that I said that, it could have been sarcastic, condescending, but in all intent of being honest with everybody who's listening. I come in peace. I'm only trying to share this information so that we can move forward. There's nothing, no trickery. I don't want any money. I'm not even looking for anything other than the fact that if you want to get better, you will enjoy life that much more. So anybody who thinks any of my messages are bad, dissect this message. I really just want you to be happier, because if you're happier, the people around you will be happier. And the key to finding that happiness is just improving who you are. Taking this message like, okay, what did he mean by that? Maybe he just wants me to truly be happy. So how do I get there? He trying to trick me. He says I need to work on myself. Yes. And when I say work on yourself, I mean, like, dissect the parts of you that you don't like. Or how about dissect the parts of that people don't like and you know you don't like it either. And see what you could do to replace that with something that can make people forget you even had that. I'm telling you, when I meet people, they have no idea who I used to be. And I do know that there's a group of people that knew who I was before. So much has changed. They wouldn't even believe, that I was able to get to this place. And now that I'm here, it wouldn't be fair to not share it. And it's a blessing that I was able to, I promise I'm going to work on this every day, just because the feeling that I have on a daily basis, it's not fair that more people don't talk about this. There's so many great communicators out there. And I wonder what's preventing more people from accepting a commitment to just get better for the remainder of their life. But you have to do it with a plan, an intentional plan where you have to do it every day. There's really no skipping. If you say you're going to do it, you have to do it. And this is what's going to separate you from everybody. When I say everybody who comes up with excuses on why they could not complete it. Everybody has fallen victim to something, including myself. Now think about that. There's a process that when you accept the commitment of getting better every day, you develop a routine. Your body gets up and you do this routine faithfully. Parts of the universe moves for those who does intentional work to get better. I'm going to give you this example. I've gotten to the point where if I'm doing something and something stops me, I'll give it a try one more time. If something stops me again, it's the universe saying, this is probably not the time to go. Even when sometimes I get on here and I try to give information, the battery will go out or one of the lamps will go out, somebody will call, the dogs will start barking. And then I'm just stop. And I'm just what am I missing? So I'll just stop and just go do something else and try to be productive with my time. Because even I'm going to make mistakes. And I think the universe will give us signs to be great if we want. And I'm going to just share my journey with each and every one of you, whoever's willing to listen, because I know this. There's not a part of my life that I'm not willing to disclose that I'm happy all the time. I lose moments because I'm disappointed. But overall, I'm trying to figure out how could I have been more successful. Before I go, to find a better version of yourself is to recreate scenarios in your head. What could I have said differently for it to go a different way? Because whether you know this or not, the more scenarios you play in your head makes better decision making going forward. So it's it always can get better, can always get better. When you start doing that, you may develop this addiction to getting better. When I tell you I'm addicted to getting better, imagine being addicted to getting better. What that looks like for the people around you. You are constantly getting better. And one of the best rewards you can get is when somebody compliments you on something that you weren't even working on. But because you were getting better, it kind of unlocked this secret code within you so that you can become more polished along your journey to give you a better set of tools to navigate this world. I promise. I challenge y'all. If you can find an addiction to getting better, your life changes immediately. And when I say an addiction, the addiction of not being able to lose weight because we love delicious foods. Hey, delicious foods, that's a trap. And a lot of us are in it. Chasing a dollar. That's a trap too. I think the people that's caught up in chasing a dollar are some of the most unhappiest people. They spend all their time chasing this idea. Just imagine if they just worked on getting better. When you become better, money will find you. You're being paid your worth right now because you don't know your value, period. If you knew your value, and a lot of times, people in my peer group act like they don't have time to change at this time in their life. That is a trap. I remember, I think they said Samuel L. Jackson found acting in like his 40s. I found this in my 40s too. And I know that my routine will eventually become so nice that I'll be able to share it in a way where people won't feel like I'm telling people what to do. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I do know this. If somebody gave me this information and I was open enough to receive the message that I would have got here in my teenage years, I would have really enjoyed life. Like, the sooner you can find the addiction to getting better, oh my gosh, that's why I want to take care of my body now. Because I feel like I owe it to myself to see what I could look like if I just worked on getting better. And one day, this message is going to be so friendly and open and people are like, dang, I wish I got that a little earlier. But I really do appreciate y'all messing with me. I really enjoy podcasting. I can't wait to do this for a full-time living because I can pump some content. Y'all would be, I don't know, you know what? I think at some point, yeah, we'll just hold that for another day. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.